The algorithm fed me a video. When I looked at it, it was a video of Sean Carter or Jay-Z giving an interview. And in this interview, I think it was he was being interviewed for Forbes magazine or something like that. The person who was interviewing him seems to be very familiar with not only his music, but his walk in the whole music industry. And as this person started to ask him how did he dealt with this situation, that situation, he said he looked at things like it did not happen to him. It happened for him. And I said, Father, I guess I needed that word. So in this week's video, we will be looking at moving it from us to him. So let's go. Hi, my name is Paula Simon. I am a believer and I'm on a different path in my life now, really and truly trusting God in every sense of the word and looking for my next direction from him while doing what he had already told me to do. Recently, in the news, they had this former lieutenant governor out of Virginia that killed his wife. I read about, there was a scandal sometime in 2018 and 19, that allegations, and because of that, he didn't get this promotion or he didn't get elected as a lieutenant governor, all of that. And as I read his story, Jay-Z words keep playing in my head. It did not happen to me, it happened for me. And I really wish if he had known about those words, and not only hearing it, but apply it to his life. Perhaps I never heard of him before this horror. I might have heard of him now, yes, but not because of something so negative. It could have been for someone who went through a challenge and overcome it. I'm certain he, as a Black professional, a young Black man, sometime when the other he was in church. And they always have this saying in Genesis 50:20, how things that happen bad to you, God will take it and make it good for you. These are things that we will say, we will recite it, and we will encourage other persons about it. But when you could say, when the rubber reached the road and crisis do pop up, then we forget all of these things and we focus on what happened to me. And for the bit that I read, it seems that was it. Things he might have worked all his young life and went to school. He was a lawyer, he was a prosecutor and all of these things. And he has established himself in society. And I could imagine after that, because somewhere to read that he had a problem getting jobs, nobody would hire him, he wouldn't get clients and all of that. I also read that this one reporter, this young woman is the only person who gave him an interview. After that happened, he couldn't maybe get on the major news network. No one wanted to deal with him. And I could imagine they had friends and people that he used, his social circle suddenly dwindled. He's not invited to certain things and all of that. And he took that. And he not only in the initial stage, all of us will start thinking, oh, it happened to me. But if we don't move it from us to him, we are in serious trouble. And although I don't know all his story, I don't really know him, and I would not have known him if it wasn't for this horrible act that he did, not only to himself and his wife, but to his children, those young children. But what I know for certain, he stayed in what happened to me mode. You see the thing about it, what happened to me is a moment. If we move it from us and take it to God, and it happened for us, could be a movement. Because based on what I read, like he never did lose his license. He might not be able to get a job in Virginia because this is where all the scandal took place. Apparently between the time it happened to him, 'em, to when the wife started seeking divorce. Perhaps there was a trial time where she was saying, okay, this thing happened to him, whether she believe it or not, is her husband have had a history together, she's going to stay, all of that. But he, and as I said, I don't know him, but based on his action, I could conclude that he never did move from me. It happened to me. And why? Because who knows? He might be the first person in his family went to college. He might come from a line of educators. Who knows? His family might be affluent or whatever the case might be. So even if they weren't affluent, he was the shining star. If they were, he is an embarrassment. Either way, it could not have been easy. But what he did, he stayed in it. He marinated in it. Reading the court, they said he started drinking and all of that. He could not let go of what this life that he had built for himself. It went away. And that's it. If we build this, we're in trouble. All the things that we put every effort in and put so much importance is things that we do not have control over. You could graduate top of your class in law school. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a job. Even if you study, they could have a professor could be vindictive. And just by 1 mark, you can't graduate. I know of someone that happened too. The things that we really and truly build our life and think everything about is things that we cannot control. And that's what he did. And because of that, I read about him, the internet talking about him, in his 11 children that who would suffer. And they have, okay, your father lose a job because of a scandal. He didn't went to jail. He didn't lose his license, all of that sort of stuff. Someone could forget, or who knows, even doubt the person that accused him, whatever the case might be. There's no way no one could doubt that he killed his wife and he killed himself. Those kids have to live with that forever, amen. So in the process of you just, oh, poor me, not only you cannot see opportunities, you can't see change. In fact, God can't talk to you. But with that set of mindset, you could spiral out of control and do things that have a real, lasting, ugly impression on the persons that you care for or the person you were supposed to be looking out for. He was supposed to be looking out for those kids because he's their father, but he decided not against. And that is where we are as human beings. We have two options. They said you're going to fight or flight. It's a case of fight or a sink. Because if you stay in it is me, everything happening to me, no if, but, and maybe about it, you would be sinking. There's no way around it. Because even if, okay, you did not kill somebody, you still have the job, you have that. And the slightest thing that happened afterwards, you suspect somebody, the whole bruise is going to come up. It's going to fracture relationships. It would cause you so much harm because you in this poor me, everything happening to me. You know, like you hear it. You read someone and you're talking to them and they go right down. This what happened to them. And sometimes as you start asking them, take it from me. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going into much details because the person might very well look at this video. When you're talking to them, it's that what they're saying is not even there and they're not even giving themselves a chance to look at it different. And you know what's interesting? When you see in their poor me mentality, they do not want to hear anything that is different from that. The only way they will keep you around, the only way they will have conversations with you is if you're engaging in this whole poor me. If you start saying, okay, but I know here's someone, hated the job. When he got laid off with severance, they didn't send him home just like that. He went home with severance. He was whining with the job. And I asked him, I said, you told me that you always hated that job. You hated it. It was hard for you to walk away from it because he has his family to take care of. Now you get a way out. He was getting unemployment. He get his severance. I said, but you hated the job. But I said, there's no but to it. You hated that job, and there's it. Is that even when we could get a way out, but we stay in the whole victim mentality or whatever it is. What that man went through could not be easy, but he hold on to that. So he decided there's nothing left for him. Since he can't be the governor of Virginia, or he's not operating this law practice, an educated person, since he can't be in that, he went spiral. They said he get into drinking and wherever the case may be. And then the ultimate is that if the divorce going through and he's going to give up custody of the children and he got to leave the home and all this sort of stuff, one woman bring he down, the next one is not going to take away everything from him, so he end the life. We have options, my friends. And for certain, we could always lean on God. And if we shift the mindset, if we shift listening to Jesus, it's something you hear. You always hear, every day I feel good. Oh, how he said it, or I don't know if it's the time that I needed that reassurance. He said it did not happen to him. It happened for him. I wish if that man had heard that. Well, who knows, he might have heard it, but I wish he was open to hearing it. Because he didn't die because he had an incurable sickness. He didn't went to prison. He didn't lose his law license. I mean, he had the option of doing more for the kingdom, but he chose not to. We have to start looking at things differently because things is going to happen. There's no if, but, or maybe about it. Something is going to happen. It might be a major thing like that. It could be a health challenge. But when something really pop up in your life, it might not be as big as someone else's own, but it happened to you. We all is going to feel the love. We're going to feel sad or wherever it is. But we have to work on getting ourselves out of that. Don't marinate too long in it. Then start asking God, what am I supposed to learn from this? What is the plan? Why this happened? If I contributed to it, could you please reveal it to me? In what way? Because sometimes we're not even conscious of things we do. Or we see it one way, but the person on the other side look at it another way. And we ask God, and he's going to help you through. If you are new to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. A returning subscriber or visitor, welcome also. If this video or any other videos on this channel has been helpful to you, please share. And you know what? We have space. Why not subscribe? Be part of the team. Turn on the notification button so YouTube will let you know when a new video is uploaded. And remember, it did not happen to you. It happened for you. So take care and have a blessed week. Bye.